Look at all that writing. Oh. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is TheCano here today for another episode of TheCanoCam, as some people could call it. And as you can see, I went all out on the lighting this time to try to fix it. I have the door open. I have my window not open, but I mean not covered. I thought I just saw a cat run by. It's always a possibility. But, you know, it's been quite a while since I've done one of these vlog type things, you know. Especially, and also considering how long of an intro that is, I gotta factor that into the future, because this may or may not be a reshoot-ish type thing, because I did record some sort of TheCanoCam thing a little bit ago, but then I'm just like, it's 36 minutes long, and that was, like, unnecessarily long for what it was, and, you know, I wanted to wait until a little bit later on to get actually more things that I was going to be doing this very soon-ish amount of time, because I recorded it right before I went hiking, which is another story to be talking about, but yeah, if I put that thing in the beginning before that intro, I mean, you can see that I have a bunch written on my hand this time because my board is completely, like, covered in writing, so I want to leave that and not have to erase anything, because it's just telling me, like, make this video. You need to redo this video because you're an idiot, and so on and so forth, because I have a few videos that I have to redo. Most of the ones dealing with games that I do not really... that I do enjoy playing, but I don't at the same time. Let's just say I'm going to get to that later on. But first and foremost, yeah, this could be maybe like a summer roundup type video, and so on and so forth, because, you know, I did a lot this summer, you know, I actually traveled a bit-ish, if you can call it that, as well. Because I went all the way to Winnipeg. That's quite far. I talked about that in the last video, though, so I mean, I don't really need to go into depth about that. But, you know, that is sort of like I'm changing my ideas that, like, I'm trying to do more things in general, instead of, like, in the past, I just be like, well, I don't want to do this because that requires energy, and I don't want to do stuff, and just being overall lazy in the past, I'm moving away from that for my ideals, if that would be the correct word for it, and so on. And if you just keep seeing me, like, look up in that corner, it's just because I'm getting distracted because that poster looks like it's gonna fall down at some point here, and I gotta tack it onto the wall with the little stickiness. I actually, yeah, just because I have that, just saying. Man, I get off topic way too quickly. But yeah, I did try to do stuff. I went hiking, which, like, I'll say, because I know that a lot of people are, like, asking, well, there was a couple of people asking, like, where are you hiking to? Well, there's a place in Alberta, of the province which I live in, and there's like, these two national... I probably should have, like, researched this because I don't really know the proper terms for things. I'm gonna say it's a national park or provincial park, or probably provincial. And, like, there's Jasper and Banff, and then, like, I was, like, right in the in-between portion of the transition period where, like, there's awesome things. Like, maybe, you know, I'll put a picture, or maybe even over on the entire screen. I don't know how big of a resolution it is, but I took some pictures with my phone. Like, when I went to this lake little thing the first day that I was hiking, it was a little bit cloudy that day and a bit rainy, but I mean, there was still some pretty epic views, I still think, and it like sets a strange and awesome, like, mood, and it's just like, ugh, it's so mysterious, and, like, I know that, like, some of the mountains, like, it made me think of Lord of the Rings, and also, speaking of that, like, a lot of the places of these mountains, like, there's this one place that looked exactly like at the beginning of the Two Towers. You know, like, after it shows, like, Gandalf going, oh, and he goes down in the hole, and he's just, like, fighting in, like, it's Frodo's dream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Frodo, because I don't think that Sam was just like, I'm going to be sleeping here, or just, like, or it's, like, a vision or something. Like, I don't really remember. It's been a while since I watched the Two Towers, but, I mean, the area that they're in there, I'm pretty sure, is very similar to like this one place that I went to. I didn't get a picture of that though, because I mean my camera died, so I was just using my phone. Because this camera that I'm using right here is not very good for pictures. As we all know, it's worse than my like little cell phone camera. So it died like right as soon as we got to one of the areas that we went to. You know, it was like Bow Glacier Falls. Like I got some good pictures of like the falls there, of where the hiking trail is, and like I was happy with that. I got like just as soon as we got to like the very close portion of it, like that's when my phone just like, yeah, you cannot take pictures anymore. You're running low on battery, like really low. Low to the point where the camera does not want to function anymore because, you know, it's... I guess that, like, if it tried to take another picture, it'd be like, yeah, shutting down. Beep, bop, bop. And yeah, so... That was a really nice place there, though. I really enjoyed it. And... But still, I really want... That was that one place that just, like, looked exactly like the rings. I'm just like, oh, I really want to take a picture, but I'll just take it on the way back. Nope, camera died. Camera died, and it was a bit sad, but... Yeah, I went to that one, and then also, like, the name of the other place, like, of the lake that I probably showed a picture of already, and just, like, all those ones that... Of my favorite of the pictures that I take, and... Because I took quite a few pictures, including the one... I might actually want to say about, like, that there's... Like, off the road of this one place, you could see a really nice... like view of this one glacier, and it's like it's like blackish, like it's like debris. I don't know. Let's just say I'm right, but I'm like 99% sure I'm just like making up stuff as I go along for my descriptions. But you know, it's like the dirt and stuff is on top of it, and then it's like the nice brilliant blue. Like look at the blue of me, because I'm just like the the light is pouring in. But yeah. There's some pretty nice pictures there, so I don't really remember where I was going to go with that, but I was always like supposed to be the name. It's like I cannot pronounce the name of that like lake place that I tried to take a picture very similar to like this one picture that I saw online of the thing when I looked it up, because it was just like, I say it's like Chevron, Chieftain, Brute Chieftain. And then he has the big gravity hammer and smacks people across the face. So yeah, it was a very nice time. Like, I need to go hiking more often, I would think, as well, because I noticed, like, my abs still, like, hurt, and I mean, that did a lot of a workout on me. I mean, I didn't really notice it so much at the time, but, like, a few days later, I'm just like, wow, you know what, that was a really good workout. That's better than actually doing, like, plank. Doing plank on the ground going, ugh, I'm so tired. Because, you know, you don't notice you're actually doing a lot of work when you're just hiking. That's the benefit of hiking, in my opinion. Because you just like go, oh, I want to see the pretty things, it's so nice. And then you just push yourself and you don't really notice it. And then later on, because you're always having to rebalance yourself because you're stepping on, like, what do you call those, roots coming out of the ground, because I mean, I step on a lot of those and I go sideways, but I never fell though. I'm good at not falling. I'm good at keeping my balance, because I mean, I played a lot of hockey. That's my idea of it. It's so weird just to be looking at my hand to like, okay, that must have been a bird that flew by. I just had to have been. But this is like, compared to like when it's standing outside, I mean, I understand when looking at a hand then, but I mean, I have a whole board. That's how much I've been doing during, like, for video-wise. I think that I talk about that later on, though. Yeah, actually, this is more going into the video section, because mostly I just wanted to talk about hiking. Other than, actually, I just want to say about, like, hiking as well, that, like, instead of, like, there was going to be a decision of either staying in a tent or staying in, like, this, like, youth hostel. We stayed in the youth hostel. That was really, like, that was an experience, I'd say. Because, I mean, it was very interesting that there's a ton of tourists, actually, this time of year, surprisingly enough. All of them are German, basically. Everybody was German, other than, like, there was, like, 2 people that were from Quebec. But they were still, like, everybody was bilingual in some way. Either with German-English or French-English, which was really strange. At least they spoke English, because, I mean, I know French, sort of. I barely remember it. I at least still know German. I know German in a sense that I still understand, like, if somebody's talking to me in German, I can usually understand it for the most part, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand that. But I have a hard time responding in the language still, because, I mean, speaking a language is different than actually just understanding it, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. That's still a lot of time. I always just have to check just to make sure, how much time do I have left? So I mean, I try to set myself at my own goals to get these videos not too super long, even though they're only like once a month, or month and a half, 2 months. Let's just say once a year. No, that'd be terrible. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. A lot. It's so weird that just like I was thinking like that there could be other places from Europe of people coming to see, but pretty much everybody's that goes from Europe and sees the Rocky Mountains and so on is they're all German. All German. Actually, there was like some people from France. That's weird. Like it's either you're German or you're French. That's the only way of like people of tourists. It seems like I don't know why. The next thing though is just I would like to say about like yeah I did actually join Content Pixel now. If you haven't been up on the tubes and up on my news. I was gonna say noobs there for a second, because that rhymes with tubes. Yeah, because noob tubing, and then you shoot your grenade launchers and so on, but yeah, I joined a gaming network. Well, they're not technically a gaming network, they're a network on YouTube, and I mean, I thought I might as well join them. They seemed pretty good. They seem very small, so I mean, I might as well join the smaller, you know, starting to becoming a little bit more known of networks, so, I don't know. And with that transition into, like, so I do have ads on my videos, of course, now. I have quite a few, if you haven't noticed, other than the ones that, like, the ones I don't have the full rights to, mostly just, like, the Pikmin videos. Here, I have a link to the Pikmin videos if you want, because, I mean, why not? Oh yeah, that was another thing whatever, I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later, because, I mean, I have plans for descriptions and so on and so forth, but... Yeah, Pikmin. At least one of them I have the full rights to, because Nintendo just, likes to they like to claim copyright, because, you know, that's what they're doing nowadays, but I mean, I'm fine with that. They can have a little bit of the small amount of ad revenue that I do make. The small little tiny bit they can make it like $1 here and there. Because, I mean, I guess Nintendo needs a couple dollars here and there. That might help them. Every dollar counts, even if it is nothing. Next to nothing. But yeah, like, with that and so on and so forth, I was thinking, like, I decided to buy a new mic. I haven't used it yet exactly for videos, but I mean I will in the future, but look at this thing. Oh yeah. That's pretty awesome. It's a USB mic, of course, though, because like the other one that I did have, like that you could buy of this was the one with like, I believe it's like XLR cables for like mics and all those like music stuff, but USB is a lot easier for me because I can just plug it directly in my computer, and I don't exactly know the exact setup of how to do all that other stuff. I was almost thinking of as well just like plugging in my mic like during this video and just like, okay, I'm just, hello, look at this, it's a mic. It works so well, but it's so awesome. I love the quality of this mic, especially with the pop filter that I have. The only reason that I'm not using it, though, of course, is because I don't have the little connector thing. Because, you know, there's a little mini stand here. I'm gonna take off that mini stand and put this mic directly onto this thing. Oh, I don't know if this is actually a very good idea or not. Woo! Okay, let's just say that this is... I kept the pop filter on the stand right now because I don't have a place to put the pop filter that won't get, like, dirty. So... yeah, pop filter. I get distracted by windows, and the bit of the stand that I'll like put it forward in front of me when I'm sitting on my bed playing games, and I go, why? and so on and so forth. And then have the mic. I'd of course reposition this pop filter quite a bit, because I mean, once I actually get the mic on the stand, but I need the little like screw thingamajigger that every single person pretty much... Okay, I need to move that away or something. You can still see it on the camera, but it does not matter. I was trying... Okay, that doesn't help in any way whatsoever, but... I know I like... sent out a message, I'm just like, hey, does anybody have stuff, and so on and so forth. Every single person that, like, replied, well, and just, like, thought about, like, what I was looking for, thought it was something else. I mean, there was quite a few people that are just like, okay, is this what you're wanting? No. Is this what you're wanting? No. There's, like... I'm amazed at, like, there's a lot of different things that it could potentially have been. I guess I wasn't very specific, and also I probably should have taken used a picture of, like, the little bolt thing that I wanted to connect my mic to the stand, so then I can use my mic. I'm hoping, very, very much hoping, that I can actually get this all working and set up so that I can just use this new mic when I'm playing GTA 5 and things like that for the new stuff. Because, I mean, that'll be epic. That will be epic. It's gonna be epic just playing GTA 5 in general, but I mean, I want this thing too. I want it all set up, and if I have to, I might actually, since if it comes down to, worst comes to worst, and I can't get anything by the 17th, I think I just like burped a little bit there or something like that, or just like, oh, I'm running out of breath. But if I don't have it by the 17th for like the little connector thing to actually do this properly, I think I might even just like duct tape it up. And then, you know, I can just take it off. I can just unduct tape it later. So I mean, it can work. It can maybe work. Ooh. It's a little bit concerning. But yeah, that's the mic stuff. I actually wrote mic stuff on there, if you wanted to know. I'm just actually reading stuff on this just in case, because if I actually show it on the camera, then people are like, they zoom and enhance, and then they realize, no, you didn't talk about that. Which I might not have time for that. But yeah, video games. I bought more games this week. I mean, not week. This is the last video, let's just say that. And I was going to show, just because, you know, why not? I'll, you know, Pikmin 3. Whoa. Yeah, I bought that since last time. I already have a bunch of videos going. I already had the link, you know, that was there. Oh wow, the shininess from there, like, really shines. Oh man, that is pretty awesome. But yeah, Pikmin 3, there's stuff up, and it's a pretty fun game, I have to say. I very much enjoy it so far. Of the few days that I've played, I think I played up to day 7 so far. I'm going to be playing a bit more of that, possibly even today, depending on how much time I have for things and so forth, so on and so forth. Actually, that just reminded me of something that I wanted to say about schooling, and that I'm not exactly going to the U of A anymore, and that I'm thinking of, well, at least I'm thinking of changing it up and going to, like, this other school and doing a different certificate thingy, so then I can possibly go into media, because that was what I was hoping, because that's what I want to do now, because that'd be awesome. Doing anything with media, that's all fine. Anything. But yeah, that's my idea for that. I don't think I have much more to say about that yet, because I haven't actually gone to the new place and talking to the people and saying, like, hey, when can I sign up for stuff, and, like, can I do this for the winter term, because I want to do that. Yeah, I can waste a bit more time, it's fine. But yeah, I bought a few more games, of course. I did also buy, of course, the new Super Luigi U, because if nothing else, I wanted to buy the case, like, the game case, specifically one of this, because there is a DLC that you can buy for this. And it's like $10 cheaper, but I think it's definitely worth the $10 more to have the game case, because, I mean, it's green in comparison. There's blue for a regular game, and there's green. It's special edition and stuff for the year of Luigi. That doesn't really work as well as it usually should, or maybe it doesn't ever. But yeah, that's besides the point. Also, I bought Super Mario Strikers. Charged. Well, it's not even Super, it's just Mario Strikers Charged. Because, I mean, it's a really fun game, it was, like, pretty cheap. That was pretty good. I might want to do something for a series of non-series at some point on that, you know. It's always something to do. Because I played a ton of that game in the past. I don't know if it's actually saved onto my Wii or not for my game saves, but yeah. But these next three games, though, are ones in which I went to Staples, of all places, and just, like, was looking at games, because, I mean, why not, while I'm there. And there's games for, like, really cheap. They're, like, $9, so I'm just like, hey, I'll buy a few. So I bought the first Assassin's Creed game. So I have all of the Assassin's Creed games that have ever been released so far, other than the fourth one, because that hasn't been released. But it is coming later this year, and I'll probably buy that when it gets cheaper, because I haven't even played Assassin's Creed 3 exactly yet. That's because they keep releasing a game every year, and I can't keep up with that kind of pace. As we all know. Because that's too much. That's just too much, man. The next one I'd like to also say is that, like, I did buy Rainbow Six Vegas. Yeah, this is, like, one of the longest, like, name games that are just, like, it's just so awkward, because it's, like, if you have the whole title here, it's, like, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Las Vegas. Although it doesn't say Las Vegas in it, but, like, I know that, like, what the heck? What? My computer screen just turned itself back on. That is really, like, weird and creepy. Strange things are afoot here. But yeah, I bought that for like $9. I hear that there apparently, I don't know if it's the first game that's free on the 15th of this month or the second game, but I think that that's the game that's free with gold this month of the second one. So, oh well, I got the game case thing for $9, and it was worth it. As well, it was worth it for $9, which I was kind of alluding to earlier, that, like, it's not a very good game, but I wanted to make a video on it and see how bad it really is. And I'm going to have to redo that video later on and actually, you know, give a better impressions of it. That I bought Perfect Dark Zero. And, because like, when I first saw this in the store, I'm just like, maybe I should buy it, but I mean, it's not, I'm a collector of good games. I don't really care about the games that suck. And then I'm just like, wait a second! This is a limited edition! Limited collector's edition, if you can see that at the top. Because, I mean, look at this. It's like a steel, well, not steel case, I mean, like, compared to, like, the other ones. It seems more plasticky, but, I mean, it's still, like, it's artworky, and so on. And she has, like, the Meg Sec, well, I think that's, I don't know if that's a 4. I would want to say 4, but, I mean, that is actually in the original game, and I think this is a different gun. Because this one, it sort of sounds like a laser gun in a way, but it doesn't. Which is kind of, I'll leave most of my discussion on Perfect Dark for the video, because, I mean, we don't want to get this even longer than this video's already going. And I have a lot to say about Perfect Dark in general, especially when I have my little box for the, I'm just going to take this out, I might as well. Because it's worth it. It is worth it. Because, I mean, I always have this close, near and dear to myself, because, I mean, the original Perfect Dark, still the best shooter I've ever played, I still think. So much fun. And then, like, look, there's the back, too. Oh, it's so fancy. But, yeah. I'll talk about Perfect Dark more later on in the video, and so on and so forth. So I think that's pretty much it. Like, I'm still happy for this purchase, though, just because it's a limited edition. I was thinking I probably should have even bought, like, there's 2 copies of the not legendary edition, limited edition thing. And, I mean, the more I have of those, if I bought a second one, too, and I never opened it at all, that'd be worth even more money in the future, even though nobody wants to buy this. But, I mean, collectors like me like to collect. Collectors gotta collect. And haters gonna hate and all that stuff. The one last thing I'd just like to say quickly is that, like, the only other thing for, like, gaming-wise during the summer that I did, I'm surprised that and amazed and happy that I finally beat, 100% completed, Borderlands 1. Because I had all the DLCs other than the Claptrap's Robo Revolution or whatever that is, and it was, I was thinking, like, I need to buy that. I I 100%ed the entire game other than the Robot Revolution thing. I'm just like, it should be easy to do this. It should be super easy to to finish the last DLC. No, not at all. It was, at least I think it was better to me, I'd say, than the, what do you call that DLC? It's like the Moxie's, like, Underdome? Yeah, Mad Moxie's Underdome. That sucked for achievements, and I was happy that when I was done that, I'm just like, yes, I had 100% of the game, and then I'm just like, oh, wait. Here's another DLC. Screw you. Screw you, 4J. No, not 4J, that's something else. 4J's good. It's 2K, that's what I was talking about, yeah. Screw you, 2K, and your Borderlands stuff, and yeah. So I did actually beat the whole DLC. You have to grind a ton to get the last achievements, but I 100%ed it, so now I'm up to like 7 completed games on my gamer tag? I don't know, I'd have to check that. I know one of them is Minecraft, so I mean that doesn't really count as much, because I mean, Minecraft for Xbox 360, it's so easy to 100% that thing, it's insane. I think that's probably the easiest 100%, that's the easiest game to 100% that I have 100%ed, other than actually Harm's Way, because that was free. It's a free game on Xbox Live that like everybody's played and everybody's like 100%ed, because I mean, it's easy other than you have to actually get like an online achievement, just like host an online match. And it takes like 50 minutes to actually get anybody to join your match because nobody plays the game. I think maybe more people have played since I played it though, because I mean, it was pretty unknown at the time, and then it got more known because it's, you know, free achievements basically. It literally is free achievements. And they're free completed games, so I don't know. I still think it was around 7 that I have. I don't remember for sure, but I can maybe check that up before this video comes out, but probably not. I think I was going to say something like, yeah, that I did actually as well, that if you want to see the video of, like, the super, because I already did the Canos Conundrums thing of this so far, you can click, you can have a link and stuff, because, I mean, I thought that was a pretty good video, and, yeah. I might as well do a bit of self-advertising for myself, as I like to do anyway, while I'm here. So at least this is under half an hour of the video. And, I mean, I'm at least happy with this, because, I mean, the last Canos Conundrums thing, not Canos Conundrums, those things are always, like, over half an hour now, but the last TheCanoCam thing was pretty long of a video, and, yeah, it was pretty bad. Well, it was an okay video, but, I mean, it was way too long, and I talked for probably, like, 10 minutes, specifically just about Perfect Dark. And I can do that more so for the Canos Conundrums type thing on that video, and talk for 40 minutes of why Perfect Dark Zero is not as good. And it will never be as good. Mostly because there's no aliens that I've seen so far. I would have to play farther in the game and actually have a proper impression that way, but whatever. I would just like to hear, like, before I say anything more though, and just like finish it, is that I'd like to hear what people actually think about, like, how long of, like, these kind of videos of the TheCanoCam on this channel, how long of videos do people, like, stand, and how long is just like, okay, that's just too long? Because, I mean, half an hour, I think, is, like, the borderline of just, like, the edge, the cutting edge experience that I... Speaking of cutting edge... Yeah, come on, get out of here. Yeah, okay, speaking of cutting edge... yeah. But, come on. Gotta be careful with putting it back in entirely, but... I want to just hear what people think, if half an hour is okay. Anything more than that I still think is a bit too much, but I'll try to keep things down. I think the ideal number is around, like, a little bit lower than 20 minutes. For a vlog type thing. But, I don't know. Possibly tell me what you think about that, and I think that's everything to say for now, so goodbye for now, and so on and so forth. Hopefully I'll get my things working. Yeah! Such an abrupt ending.